Hello and welcome to Ask Amir Ali. We have started this series and today is episode number 4 in which I would be answering the questions that most of the aspirants, particularly PMP aspirant and as a general, all the aspirants that they want to be successful in their career have asked me. So today question is actually very related to PMP. I would even say that is directly related to new PMP exam content outline PMP 2021. The question is more towards agile environment. For those who are not familiar with agile is a methodology in a project management framework that accepts change. So I'm not going to go into detail. Procurement, how procurement is done in agile. Procurement is a very important part. What is procurement? You see, you want to buy AirPods Pro, you need to go to shop, you have to procure it. Maybe you want to buy it in bulk, 100,000, 10,000. It's your business. You are living in Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, and you want to have a business. Getting them from US, getting them from China, it's all about procurement. Now doing procurement is extremely important. Most of the project have to have procurement. Now in predictive environment, in old way, you have a fixed price contract. Like you say, this is my scope, you do this, I will give you money. Or you have a cost reimbursement. Your scope is not fixed. You say, okay, you do this work and we do this and all those things. Then we have time and material. These three type of contracts are more famous in predictive environment: fixed price contract, cost reimbursement, time and material. When we talk about agile, mostly first of all we try to use cost reimbursement. Like the same in predictive, you will get the all the money for what you the work you have done and plus some kind of fees. But in order to save buyer and seller in the agile environment, we have fixed price work package. Fixed price work package. You see, you get paid per work package. Let's say I am the seller and you are the buyer. I am providing services to you and you gave me the complete work breakdown structures or user stories. I will get paid per user story. I will get paid per work package. So this is fixed price per work package. Second thing comes at fixed graduated fixed price. Now it's an interesting contract, and this contract has been actually modified according to agile need. The predictive fixed price has been modified according to the agile need. You see, in graduated fixed price, if you give the work on time, you get the fixed amount. If you deliver the work before the time, you get more money actually. Yeah, you get more money. And if you produce deliverable after time, there's a clause that you will get less money. So there is a flexibility for both buyer and seller. Now the seller wants to deliver as early as possible because he will deliver early, he will get more money. He deliver late, he get less money. So there's a financial term that is included for both buyer as well as seller. So that makes this contract extremely important. Then we have change for free. Change, no work, no money, and change for free. Like in agile, we according to agile manifesto, we accept change, we welcome change. So if a customer change something, we welcome it, we let the change come, and changing anything is free. Now when we say that free, we need to set that domain and need to look in the perspective how we are going to make it free. So however, the contract remains this: change for free. So these are the most famous type of contract in agile, but there is another contract that I would highly recommend that you use in your agile environment is that customized contract. What do you mean by customized contract? You see, if buyer and sellers agree on anything, they can make it a contract. For example, in our training industry, particularly when we are providing training to online community. Since most of the time in my batches we have students from Africa, Australia, New Zealand, Pakistan, India, US, all GCC, Turkey, Saudi, Oman, from all these countries. So even we have clients from Malaysia and Nepal also. Now we cannot sign a formal contract. There is no court that is in between. There is nothing like that. So what we do a verbal contract. We go with the codes of ethic of PMI. Currently, I have signed a contract like this with one of the party. We go with the codes of ethics of PMI. Now that becomes the paramount. That becomes something that we both agree that I will provide my services and they will pay me and things like that. So that becomes the paramount. That becomes the criteria of the contract. And then you always have verbal contract, because in agile, customer collaboration over contract negotiation, that guides all the procurement. So I hope this episode of Ask Amir, in which I answered the question that 2 3 students have asked regarding procurement, so has been helpful for you. If you have any kind of question, you can ask me. I will put my number here and I will be more than happy to answer you in the next episode of Ask Amir. See you.